Well, welcome back. We are just about ready to get off and underway here. Ukraine against Hungary. They're just going through their, well, I don't want to say pre-match team talk because there's not really much talking there. It's more just shouting, but pretty much hype, pretty much build-up. Well, whatever it is, we're pretty much ready to get going, and both teams seem rather happy with themselves, and why not? They've had a really good tournament so far. Ukraine sit in second place in the table, having played 5, won 4, drawn none, and only lost 1, scoring 36 and only conceding 11. That's the least amount of goals conceded by anyone in the women's side of the European B Championships. They sit on 12 points. Now, there is a chance that they potentially could slip down to third or fourth, with Greece playing in the next game. But there is no chance, unfortunately, for Ukraine that they can finish top of the group, with Finland already qualifying as group winners. That is due to their superior goal difference. If the mercy rule didn't exist, then there may be potential, but of course, with that mercy goal rule included, even if they did get 10 goals, they wouldn't be able to surpass the goal difference of 38 of Finland, as they've won 5 and drawn 1. Drawn none and lost 1. So, Hungary coming into this game, though, they're fourth at the moment. They're definitely into the semi-final stages. They cannot finish below fourth place. However, a win here potentially could maybe set them up for a third place finish, but that will depend on whether Greece can beat Portugal because of the goal difference and, of course, of the points. So, really, Ukraine and Hungary are pretty much just fighting to solidify their places in second and fourth. Which are not really too much up for grabs. This is really just a nice warm-up and a nice flavour of the semi-final to come later on today, where, as it stands, Ukraine will play Greece and Finland will play Hungary. Well, I'm Elliot Sodell. I'm your commentator for today and tomorrow. I'm delighted to be back. Fortunately, Amanda Dennis is not with us for the rest of this week, although she has been rather fabulous on the commentary, so I do hope you don't miss her too much, and that I'm an adequate enough replacement for the wonderful Amanda, who, of course, is a double Olympic medalist. Hopefully, we can say that she'll be a gold medalist this time in the next year or two. Well, back to focus on our European teams. Ukraine against Hungary. Ukraine coming into this tournament as probably second favourites. They've won gold at the European Championships before, and they were promoted to Group A. But they've made some changes since then, the last 3 or 4 years. A lot of young players, but really the only player of note that still plays for Ukraine that has any experience is number 8, Yulia Fakeva, who is on the bench. Starting for Ukraine, you have Mahalita Bilik, Olya Lukianchuk, and number 7, Alexandra Davidova. Oh, that's smartly saved by Hungary, who line up themselves. They have 5 players in their squad. Felicia Simon on the ball at the moment and shooting. Saved. And the other 2 players on the field we'll come to in a second. Out on the wings we have for Hungary, Felicia Simon and Cindy Horvath. In the middle we have Monika Lukaski. Goes down towards that pocket space between Lukaski and Horvath on the far side. It is well blocked. And then it's sent straight back up the other end for number 3, Ola Lukianchuk. Try and block it. It's end-to-end stuff here. My apologies. Actually, in the middle at the moment for Hungary. It's just over the ball there with midriff. Here's the number 1, and it's Julia Mezai. Well, very centralised shots at the moment for both teams. Which is usually the way it goes in the opening stages. They're just finding out a little bit about each other. Looking for the best avenues to go down the goals. If you missed our previous game, Italy got their first win in the championship by 10 goals to 6 against Spain. Well saved there by Machalita Bielek, the centre for Ukraine. The left winger on that far side shooting. Getting down towards the centre, slightly diagonal, but smothered well enough by the number 1, who goes for a spinning throw, which lacked the power. That's a firm enough shot though by the winger on this near side. So 0-0 still the score. Nearly squeezing in there actually through the legs, but the number 5, Alexandra Davidova, just about doing enough to squeeze that away. And now the centre for Hungary playing it out towards that right side. And again, it's a rather low shot, lacking a little bit of power. It's rather cagey stuff at the moment between Ukraine and Hungary. No surprise from Ukraine's end. They are the best defensive team in this tournament. They've only conceded 11 goals so far. Hungary themselves have conceded 24, but they are the lowest scorers at this tournament so far, with only 17 goals scored inside their opening 5 games. So it would be no surprise if this is the lowest scoring game of the tournament. The lowest scorers against the best defence. Again, it's all shots down the centre at the moment. There's not much creativity going on. Let's see if Felicity Simon can try and do something about it with a bobbling effort and nearly actually catching off guard the number 5, Alexandra Davidova. But not to be. Well, fingertipped away there by Simon, who's playing out on that left wing. Out it goes. Ukraine in their all bright yellow shirts with slight blue trim on the left hand side. Hungary with their dark blue shirts and slight teal trimming on the front and on the sides. On the right hand side of play, if you're watching on our live stream. Here, of course, on KuriakosTV. Well, we're nearly halfway through this first half, and it's absolutely flown by because the ball's hardly been out of play. That's because there's not really been any stoppages. We've not seen a goal, really seen any clear opportunities. That's probably one of the better opportunities we've seen so far. Well saved, and that's actually well managed as well by the number one, the centre for Hungary. And at Julia Mazar, she realised the timer was running down once she collected the ball, so just chucked it out of play to avoid giving away a penalty. Well, that's a firm effort, and actually very well saved by Felicita Simon, who then picks up the ball herself and shoots, trying to squeeze that in. Well blocked with the legs there by the Ukrainian centre, Bielik. He caught to it. Now Davidova. Ball went out, wide ball. So it will be a Hungarian ball. That ball goes immediately out of play itself. So back to Ukraine it goes. Like we've alluded to, very cagey affair at the moment. That's a very strong effort going from one side of the pitch to the other by the Ukrainian left winger. But just trickling wide. Here's Davidova, nearly catching out. Standing up almost. Number 4, Simon. She gets up to her feet herself. Her shot does go out wide. 5 minutes 40 to go of this first half, and again it goes out of place. A very frustrating half, this one. That is for sure. Well defended there by Ukraine, just blocking it off on that left-hand side. But there will be a stoppage in play as our referee has to go across. That's Juno Somerkervi of Finland, just sorting out the eye shade of the Ukrainian centre, Mahalita Bielik. You can definitely say the accuracy might not be there at the moment for Ukraine and Hungary. However, the overall power in their shots definitely is there. There's definitely potential for some cracking goals in this game that I am sure will come as the game proceeds. Well, 5 minutes to go. Referee just stopping the game. We're ready to continue again with Davidova. Blocked well by Simon. Back up to her feet. Going for that spin and throw bounce combo. But not working out for her quite as well as she may have hoped. That ball just goes out of play as Davidova shoots. I do wonder if either coach will make any changes at the break, or whether they'll both be happy with a 0-0 at the moment. Of course, this being a GoalBall, but at the moment, you could probably just call it throw ball, which is probably one of the worst jokes you've ever heard on a live commentary before. And we're going to pretend that never left my lips. 0-0 still at the moment, 4 minutes to go until the half-time whistle between Ukraine and Hungary. Ukraine winning gold at the 2018 European Championship, so they've definitely got pedigree to win, and this is the first time out of the game comes. Hungary themselves have competed at many Group B championships, usually finishing 6th or 7th. They've never actually won a medal at one of these European Championships, so they'll be very pleased at the moment that they're holding out, probably the second favourites for the tournament, to a 0-0 at the moment. Big encouragement there from the two Hungary substitutes on the near side on the team bench. That's a nice effort. That's a really smart save. Probably the best effort and best save we've seen so far in this game. Wonderfully done there by Cindy Horvath, tipping it away with both hands, actually. And making sure that no goal was scored there from a quite marvellous effort from Olha Lukianchuk. Lukianchuk again, she gets such good power behind it, and eventually one of these shots is going to sneak in, but at the moment goes on a play. 0-0 still. To end stuff here still, but nothing really too damaging at the moment. Here goes Mahalita Bielik trying to sneak that in again, and opposite Felicity Asaman just coming out on top of the left winger. That falls to Lukianchuk. What can she do? Bowls it with her right hand. That's a very strong effort, but again, Simon equal to it. Both teams really just marshalling each other out, watching each other's every move, and calculating every shot with the risk and the reward. And that is a marvellous save again from that far side. Cindy Horvath, that time saving it with her legs rather than her hands. It's a powerful effort, well blocked by the centre. Out it goes. Well, referee stops play there. 0-0 still. The score remains as we fastly approach that half-time whistle. There's not really much to discuss after that first opening 10 minutes of the game. It's 0-0. It's been a tough battle between two teams that have, well, interesting records so far in the tournament, let's say. Ukraine, once again, have the best defensive performance thus far out of any team. Hungary have the worst goal-scoring performance out of any team. So, to say this is a low scorer would be a bit of an understatement. But we definitely saw that coming. Can we get an opening goal here, though? It's a nice effort, but again, really well blocked by the Ukrainian defence there with the legs. That time of Bielik in the centre. Davidova. Going for a bouncing effort. I think that's why this Ukrainian team's so well balanced. They've got such excellent players, but different talents. So we've got Davidova now in possession. On this right side, she likes those bouncing shots towards goal, which can always cause a bit of confusion amongst the opposition defence. Down the centre, they have the number one, Mahalita Bielik, who just smothers everything up, but also has got a venomous shot behind her if needs be. And then out on that left-hand side, you have Olya Lukianchuk, who gets so much power behind her shots and precision. They catch the opposition off guard 9 times out of 10. Will that just sneak out of play? Yes, it will. By Hungary's Horvath. Davidova going for a diagonal effort this time, trying to get that bobble up and over the dive there of the right-sided winger. Here she is in possession. Horvath just being kicked away well there by Bielik. Can we get a goal before the half-time whistle? Play just stops momentarily. Hungary trying to watch the opposition out. That's a wonderful save there by Davidova on this near side, tipping it behind for a Ukrainian ball. With 1 second left of the half. She'll have to shoot very quickly for it to count. Never mind, she actually stops it just in time. Hungary definitely the happier of the two teams there at the break, holding out second place Ukraine to a 0-0 at the moment. We'll have a 3-minute half-time. Substitutions potentially being prepared for both teams. But, like I said, Hungary definitely the happier of the two teams. Ukraine coming into this with hopes that they could finish joint top. Yes, not on goal difference, but, of course, to try and win 5 out of your 6 games would be absolutely brilliant. But as it stands, it is 0-0, and as it stands, we're heading for our first draw of the tournament. Half-time, Ukraine 0, Hungary 0. Well, no substitutions for either side at the moment. Hungarian side, very loud, I must say. Well, that's fantastic to see. Encouraging your teammates, positive affirmation. That's certainly one way that you'll go far in a tournament is with brilliant team spirit. We see that so many times in so many other team sports where a team can go all the way if they believe. For example, Greece at Euro 2004 in the football. Definitely not the best team there, but they had such a good togetherness as a group. Managed to go all the way, and that is exactly what Hungary will be hoping for. They're into the semi-finals already, and if they can get a positive result in, get that confidence oozing, then potentially they could win their first ever medal at one of these European Championships in Group B. Of course, there are 3 promotion places up for grabs, potentially 4. So potentially all 4 teams might be going up, but of course it is still unknown whether there will be 4 or not due to the ongoing issues with Russia. But for now, let's focus on this game before we look at the semi-finals later on this afternoon. Nil. Ukraine get the ball. And I must say, I genuinely do not know. And I will have to have a look at some research on this if there's ever been a 0-0 in GoalBall history. We might not need one, and we're not going to need one. Because there we go, right at the start of the second half, inside 6 seconds, Ukraine take the lead. Well, that is the curse of the commentator, if I've ever seen it. 1-0 Ukraine lead, a wonderful finish there from Olya Lukianchuk. Hungary need an instant response here against the best defensive team in the tournament. They'll be bitterly disappointed to find themselves 1-0 down. But they'll be sure in belief that they can get back into it. Well, it's a bouncing effort down the centre there from the left winger. Felicity Simon on this near side. Goes out towards the far side, just about going wide by the centre shot there from Mahalita Bielik. Well, there is the goal scorer going again. It will bounce up, but saved by a combination there of Mezai and Simon. Ukraine coming up forward again. This time going down towards the centre. Blocked well. And just chucked out a play by Hungary. Again, you haven't really seen this a lot throughout the tournament with some teams. Mostly that is down to tournament experience. Hungary do have that. They competed at the 2011 Antalya Championships in Turkey. Finished 12th overall. They're going to finish 4th overall at the moment, with Ukraine taking a 2-goal lead in this one to cement their lead and cement their place in second in the tournament. And well, that's 3 goals now to the good for Ukraine. It's been a disastrous start to the second half for Hungary as a timeout is called by the coach. But that is a wonderful finish from one side of the pitch to the other, across the ground and into that bottom corner. No saving that. 3-0 to Ukraine inside the opening 2 minutes of this second half. Ukraine have got it all to do later on today. Hungary have got it all to do right now. And here in the GoalBall European Championships Group B, Ukraine sit in second place at the moment, beating Hungary by 3-0. Well, shot there by Simon, trying to sneak it in. Wonderful save there with the feet of Mahalita Bielik. And it's shot by Davidova down the centre again. And here comes a substitution for Hungary, coming off the number 5. That is Cindy Horvath, who actually had quite a good game thus far, at least in the first half, and coming on is the number 3, Lira Hadobas. Well, that bounce in, no, just about saved by a combination of a block from the hip of Mihailita Bielik. And the recovering Alexandra Davidova. Well, there's actually been a bit of a tactical switch for Hungary. With the number 3, the substitute, Lila Hadobas, going into the centre, and Felicity Simon going out towards the right, with the number 1, and that's Julia Mazai coming out towards his left-hand side. So a complete and utter reshuffle of the formation and players. And, well, in the opening 30 seconds of that tactical switch, it seems to be doing the job. They've stopped the flow of goals, but just cannot break down this very, very stern Ukrainian defence. Here comes Davidova, down the centre, blocked well with the legs, back out again. Great, trying everything really to try and get back into the game. Substitution now for Ukraine, and coming off at the centre, number 1, Mihailita Bielik, being replaced by the number 4, Natalia Malina. So as the referee just sorts out the eye shades for them. Potentially could be seeing another substitution here as well later on for Ukraine, with the experienced Yulia Fakeva warming up and just getting herself ready to come on. And you definitely can't miss her. She's got pink hair, so we'll definitely know when she comes on to the field. From number 3 to the number 3 there, from Ukraine to Hungary. Actually, neighbours in geographical terms, right next to each other, the two countries. Ready to go for a spinning throw shot there. Just lacking the accuracy needed to try and trouble. And indeed, there is going to be a substitution here. Coming off is the number 5, Alexandra Davidova, and she is replaced by the experienced number 8, Yulia Fakeva. Well, this is coming into this, Ukraine were favourites for 3rd place. At the minute, they're definitely going to be getting 2nd. But of course, they will have to play the semi-finals later on today to see where they can finish. Instant impact there by Yulia Fakeva, getting involved, striking it down the middle. Here is Lukianchuk trying to make it 4. Blocks well by the centre. Back to the post to go. Striking it. Always going wide, but still saved by Lukianchuk. Backwards and forwards, it just about kept in ahead of that red line on that right hand side. It's back into the centre. Rather tame effort. blocked well with the legs of the new centre now, which is Natalia Malina, the substitute. And then the other substitute, Yulia Fakeva, going for a diagonal effort across from one side of the pitch to the other. Again, Ukraine holding firm, 6 minutes to go of this second half. We're 3/4 of the way through the game. Well, something off the training ground there from Hungary didn't quite pay off. They need to do something quite special here to get past the best defensive team in this tournament. They've only conceded 11 goals from the opening 6 games, including this one. That is going to be some defence to get past in the semi-finals and potential final later on today and tomorrow. Oh, the referee just in discussion here with the Ukrainian coaching staff. I believe it will be a penalty for Ukraine. I believe due to the 10-second timer elapsing. But just having discussions there to see who will save it. Well, it will be number 8, Yulia Fakeva, substitute, to take the penalty. Stepping up, bouncing and missing the target. And Hungary get away with it. So 4 minutes to go. And they still do have a chance in this game. The referee just going over just to have a look at one of our players' eye shades. And indeed, it is okay to continue. No work needs to be done to it. So Mazet can continue. In fact, should be called into action immediately. And does so well to save it. Should then go for a shot herself. Trying to sneak that in. But I just cannot see this Ukrainian defence conceding. She's got no leaks whatsoever. Every defence has a weak link in the team. But there just doesn't seem to be one. And at the next time out, chance for Hungary just to have a couple of extra tactical analysis words to see what they can do to try and change their fortunes. Well, 3-0 the score, just below 5 minutes to go. Ball played down the centre from one end to the other, stopped by Ukraine. And the Yellows will get us back underway. Fakeva going for a very bobbly effort and just about tipped away actually with the elbow there of number 1 Annette Julia Mazai. Felicity Simon going for diagonal effort. Kicked away with the shins there of Fakeva. Well blocked there on the line as she backpedaled in Mazai. Just to put her body on the line, quite literally, to stop that from going in. blocked well again by Ukraine there. So looking to try and make something happen. To try and extend their lead, try and get as much goal difference as they can going into the finals. But as long as I don't concede, they'll be quite happy. Oh. Once again, the referee's just stopping play for the moment. Quick discussion with each team and their coaches. We are ready to get back off and underway. Ukraine to continue. Okay, they're going for that bobbly bouncing effort. Goes straight to Simon, who just slowly rolls it forward, picks it up, and issues a shot towards goal. And once again, if it wasn't Mahalita Bielik when she was on the field, her replacement in the centre, Natalia Melina, has been as good at just smothering every single shot that's come our way. Definitely going to be giving the Ukrainian coach selection headaches going in to today's semi-finals. Here comes Simon, not long left for Hungary to even grab a consolation goal in this game. Timeout has been called. Someone has felt her eye shade go. She needs to be placed back under. That's the rules state they're not allowed players to touch their eye shades or eye pouches during the game. Only when the game is stopped and the referee goes over to check are they allowed to reposition them. Substitution for Hungary coming on number 2. Coming off number 1. So Annette Julia Mazai comes off to be replaced by Monika Lukaski. Whether that will jumble up the tactics once more remains to be seen. Well, coming up after this game, around 10 minutes after the game, we do have our final group fixture, which will be Greece versus Portugal, and then we'll have a short break after that before we have semi-finals all afternoon, which still haven't actually been officially decided on the order as of yet. But due to a goal difference, Ukraine, if they can hold out with this 3-goal advantage, will confirm second place and will make sure that they cannot finish third, which means they will be facing Greece, who of course are up next. Well, timeout called with 1:51 remaining on the clock. Reminder to you all here on KuriakosTV, if you do want to get involved in our live stream comments, please do so. Certainly love to see people getting involved. Giving us a quick hello. So we're all ready to get back off and underway here. And is indeed the number 8 in possession at the moment. Ilya Fakeva looking to extend that lead, sweeping it down, despite the fact that the player actually dove the wrong way. Monika Lukaski, she did manage to stop it with her legs. Looking to try and get one back there. Now, if this does go to 3-1, and Greece win at 10-0, they could finish second, but they won't. It is 4-0 to Ukraine with that deflected effort and nestling into the bottom corner and all but confirming not just the result, but second place in the groups for Ukraine. Which means later on today, our semi-finals will be Finland taking on Hungary and Ukraine, who are in action now, taking on Greece. So it's been a wonderful defensive performances from Ukraine. Hungary have tried so hard to break them down, and they've just not been able to get past that incredible yellow defence. They've just been an absolute wall at the back. Even after they've made the substitutions, it's not weakened it. It's just made it even stronger into the final minute now. Bowling out towards goal, and it has gone in. And that clean sheet of Ukraine is gone. They'll be very annoyed with themselves over that, but Hungary will be delighted. They've got themselves their goal that they do deserve throughout this game, to make it Ukraine 4, Hungary 1. Now, one more Hungary goal would genuinely make the next game quite an exciting one. But as it stands, Ukraine will be confirming their second place into the final 30 seconds we go. Can they extend their lead? Or can Hungary get another consolation? The score 4-1. Bouncing effort towards the centre there. Blocked well by Melina. Comes back out to Fakeva out on this right-hand side. She bowls it towards goal. Well leapt across there by Monika Lukaski. Back up to her feet and bowling it out. Saved well by Melina. Last chance saloon here for Ukraine to get that fifth as they strike it towards goal, and it's blocked. And that is full time in the final group game between Ukraine and Hungary. One more still to come. But Hungary lose by 4 goals to 1 in the end, getting that consolation. But Ukraine confirms second place and will face Greece later on in this afternoon's semi-finals, and Hungary will face Finland. Don't go anywhere on KuriakosTV. Greece, Portugal, coming up next.